I'm so excited. This is going to be a fun conversation. Well, it'll be fun for some people. It's around money. Hi, Denise. I was just saying this is going to be a super fun conversation because it's around money. The dreaded money. I'm just going to wait 30 seconds before I start with our daily quote. Courtney, hi. I'm so happy you're here. Just because I'm happy you're here. I was just saying this is going to be fun because it's a conversation around money, which can be really stressful and uncomfortable, but we're going to make it a little bit fun. We're going to think of it, like a closet. I had to Google on the map where you are, so far away off the southeast coast of Africa. How cool is that? Okay, we're gonna start and people can jump on whenever, and I'm gonna post the recording anyway. So, appropriately, today's quote, September 21st, goes like this. There is but one failure in life, and that is the failure to try. The greatest failure in life is the unwillingness to play your highest game and walk toward the places that frighten you. And I feel like that was so appropriate for this conversation because money, people have a lot of fear around money, and I totally get that. One thing I want to be absolutely clear about is I'm not going to minimize anyone's story around money. I'm just going to offer some insights around how the story might have been created and therefore how it might get in the way. So if it looks like I'm going back and forth, I actually am because I got two things on the go here. So I want to start by saying that money was created by man and it's the root of all evil. And I say that because that is a belief that is out there in the world. I don't necessarily believe that. It was created by man, and I don't mean human, I mean man, just like politics and religion. We all know how that goes. So what does that mean exactly that money is the root of all evil? Well, I want to share with you that there's a lot of thoughts, very common thoughts, and I'm just going to throw the most common ones out there, and you can give me a thumbs up if you believe that, or if there's another thought that I don't share that you think is really important, but pop it in there. So money makes people greedy. Money makes people jealous. It can create a feeling of superiority and inferiority, which is really interesting because when you look at it from the perspective of, let's say, Lady Diana and Mother Teresa. So Lady Diana obviously came from a place of affluence and financial superiority, and Mother Teresa obviously came from a place of financial inferiority. Regardless, the impact they each had on the planet, on the world, was mind-boggling. So there's an example of the feeling of what superiority and inferiority, S and I, can look like from a place of money. It can create anxiety, which of course is always sort of an attachment to the future. What if I don't know? I can't do it until, all of those feelings. That anxiousness and that anxiety is almost always attached to future thinking. But it can also create freedom. And that just depends on what freedom means to you. For some people, it means I need tons and tons and tons. For some people, it means I am perfectly happy because my freedom and contentment comes from within. Money can obviously be a servant or a master. And you can choose for yourself how that looks right now for you, whether money is your master or your servant. And it makes the world go around. So this was really cool because this is what I remembered was in my top drawer of my desk today. Timing is perfect. It's all different kinds of money from different places we've been around the world. Do you know how much energy this money holds? None, because it's been hiding in my desk for however many years. It's worthless. It means nothing. All of this together might be worth $50. But it's just paper that we put a lot of power into and a lot of meaning. And I get you need it to make the world go around. I get that. We're going to do full circle. We're going to come back to it. Consider as you're listening to this video that money is energy, just like time. So as you're listening to this, consider how your relationship with money looks very similar to your relationship with time. And that is always a really interesting piece to unravel. So what is your relationship to money and why is that? Do you have a poverty consciousness or a lack of belief? Do you hoard money or maybe micromanage it? You're constantly every day looking to see if your bank account has changed. Those create an energy of lack. And the universe is always going to respond to that energy with the same energy. So it's going to respond to that energy with lack. If you're the type of person who pushes it away, pushes money away, or spends it carelessly, this can create an energy of either not deserving or I need to get rid of this quickly. It's got an attachment to it for some reason. And the universe will always respond to that energy the same way. It's going to get rid of your money easily. So just really consider, what is the energy that I hold around money? I'm going to give you some really good examples of what that conversation might look like in your head. Some people actually have really good money karma. It flows effortlessly in and out of their life. And they just have a healthy dose of respect and responsibility around money, but they really don't have any energy around it. And this can create an energy of abundance because the universe is just going to respond by providing more abundance. And I'm going to give you an example of this, and that's around my husband, Tim. He's worked overseas for 20 years, and he has absolutely no energy around money, none. He has so many times said to me, oh, did I get paid? How much do I make? Did I get a paycheck? What does my paycheck look like? And the funniest story that I have about Tim and his money relationship is we were going to yoga recently, which my husband in yoga right off the bat is a really funny concept if you knew him. So we get to the counter and Tim decides, I think I should have my own yoga mat. And I'm like, okay. So he grabs a yoga mat off the counter, and as you well know, in a yoga studio, you're gonna pay a little bit more for a yoga mat than you are at Walmart. Anyways, he gets to the counter and I say to him, are you sure you want to spend that kind of money on a yoga mat? And he's like, well, how much is it? I said, it's $129. And he goes, oh, is that a lot? And I'm like, it's a lot. So we get into the car after yoga and he goes, I really need to learn what those numbers mean. That's my husband's relationship to money. And therefore he has no energy around money and it flows effortlessly in and out. I'm going to give you an analogy around all of our thoughts, all of our thinking. And I have no idea where this is going to go, but I feel like it's a really strong metaphor. And our thinking and our thoughts are like a closet. So what does your closet look like? Like when you go into your closet, can you just walk in there and you know exactly where the blue sweaters are and you know exactly where your high heel stilettos are and you know exactly where your belts hang, and it's enjoyable to go into your closet and pick out that sweater and pick out those shoes and pick out that belt and walk out and you've got a beautiful outfit? Or does your closet look a little differently? Is there just shit everywhere? I mean, it looks like a clothing monster vomited in your closet and there's shit everywhere. You can't find your shirts, you can't find your underwear, you come out, you got your pants are on backwards. Well, this is a pretty close analogy to the stories that we carry in life. So consider how your money story looks like your closet. You can just share that with me in any way you want. So I'm going to link this to the next step. So the key to prosperity in life, are you ready for this? It's not what you want to hear, is happiness and peace from within. The challenge here is that fears block your happiness, which therefore blocks your prosperity. So the question is, what is the fear that's derailing your money story or keeping your money story stuck? Your fear may stem from your upbringing with money. So maybe as a child, if you grew up in poverty, that's going to have a certain imprint on you. If your parents were constantly complaining about money, that's going to have an imprint on you. If your parents were extravagant spenders, that's going to imprint you. if you had to start work at a very young age because of lack or desire, that's going to have a very definite money imprint. And if your parents claim bankruptcy, that's going to have a money imprint. If you were given everything that you ever wanted as a child, that's going to look a very certain way. So when you think about the story, you think about the upbringing, you think about the fear, I'm curious what the fear is that you have. For some people, the fear might be something around self-image, where if people think I'm rich, then I'll be liked, or I'll shine brighter, or they'll take me seriously, or whatever it happens to be. And if your fear is success, then you might do a really good job of hiding in the back of your cave, making sure that money doesn't come too close, because then you're actually going to have to step out and shine unbelievably freaking brightly. Your fears might also be based in past life experiences, which I won't go too far down that road because that might be a bit of a different conversation. So whatever your beliefs are around money, I guarantee you the universe is matching those beliefs. That's how it goes. Spiritual law of attraction. So when you start changing your attitude towards money, things begin to change. And I'm not saying that you're going to sit there and manifest the lottery ticket tomorrow. I don't know, maybe you will. Manifestation is a whole other conversation. So I'm going to share with you, if you can combine your beliefs from a place of the spiritual laws of attraction and awareness, this is how it's going to go. The spiritual law of awareness states, what you focus on grows. And the spiritual law of attraction states, your exterior experience is a reflection of your inner beliefs. So what are your inner beliefs and what are you focusing on? Because what you resist persists. If you're resisting your potential and your possibilities and your desires, then the universe is going to match that. I want to share with you it from my journal. I always try to pull something out of my journal, and it's kind of weird how it shows up when I decide I'm going to do a live, and I just kind of, with the journal, it just kind of lands wherever it needs to land. So I'm going to talk just a half a second about surrendering. And if we can surrender sort of the needy, grasping, feminine energy that we hold around money, I don't want to think of like the negative and positive aspects of feminine and masculine energy, but let's just think of it like the constricting and expanding parts of the energy. So feminine energy, part of the constricting parts of the feminine energy is that needy, grasping, lack energy. And when you have that energy, the universe will match it. So here's what came up in my journal. And I have no idea where I wrote this down from. I'm sure it's from someone. To surrender is to give it up. When you give it up, the energy that you have created around it will disintegrate, and the barriers that have been there will fall away. So that's a big piece of what I want to share with you around what your money story is. Like if you're holding all of this really tight energy and space around money, the universe can't get through. It can't hear what it is you want and need. So lastly, like I said, or not lastly, very close to the end here, I want to ask you, how are you blocking your own flow to money? So if any of these statements are very common parts of your thinking process, I'm going to have you really take a step back and recognize that how this falls into play with your money story. So if some of the questions that you constantly are asking yourself, either in your head or out loud, go like this: I can't fill in the blanks. It never fill in the blanks. When it fill in the blanks. There's never enough fill in the blank. It's not fair. I'm never going to. When I have, if I can only, those types of questions are being answered in exactly the way the universe is. The universe is matching your questions. So if those are the questions that you have, the work is to start to release that graspy, needy feminine energy so that you can let the expansive male energy in, which was the actions and results type of the energy. So I want to invite you to rewatch this video again if you need to bullet point, but also to really look at how the story is the same with time. Time and money very often have the same energies for people. And then I'm going to ask you to decide what it is that you're going to do next. What is the deliberate and imperfect action step that you're going to take that's going to move you out of this little tiny, I want to say the F-bomb word, but I'm going to hold it off because you can just fill it in there for me. What's got you fitting into this little tiny freaking box that you've created for yourself because of your thinking? And I'm going to invite you to do a couple things to support you on your journey. And that is one, if you haven't already joined our closed Facebook group, the Voice of Choice Conversation, that's where you can create some dialogue around these types of ideas and ask other people what they're doing. So I don't know if I can drop the link in or not, but it's really easy to find. Just type in Voice of Choice Conversation and the Facebook group will come up, and then request to join. As well, if anyone has an interest in stepping up and moving forward, if you're the type of person who's on a personal and spiritual transformational journey and you've hit a wall, you're stuck, I've got the program for you, the Divine Warriors program, and I'm not going to go any further into any detail. If anyone has any interest in finding out about the Divine Warriors program, I only work with 5 women at a time in a pod, and it's open enrollment, meaning it doesn't start on a certain date. And it's roughly four months long. Just shoot me a DM and I'm happy to provide you with the information. But in the meantime, I would love to know what you've learned about yourself from hanging out here today with me and so many other amazing people. I always want to thank you for your time because there is so much information out there and so many people out there providing information, and for you to be here today with me is an honor. I hope you take something from it, and I hope that you will be able to elevate yourself out of your box so that you can embrace the thing that you're trying to take out into the world. And I see a lot of people on here that I'm actually very familiar with, and I see what they're trying to do, and you've got this. You just got to move the junk. You got to clean up your closet. So thank you for watching. I am going to post this as a recording both in the Facebook group and on IG. So I want to wish you a great day, and I look forward to having another conversation with you soon. I think the next one I'm going to do is a Q&A. So if you have any questions, burning questions that you'd like answered, maybe shoot them to me and I will be sure to answer them in a live Q&A. Have a great day.